Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to talk about Neymar Jr. and Lautaro Martinez, and we are first going to talk about Neymar Jr. So we do have some updates about these two players, but we are going to start with Neymar Jr. first. And so according to UOL, Barcelona are going to refocus on a deal for PSG's Brazilian forward Neymar Jr. in the coming days. Neymar is still considered a priority, and we must keep in mind that UOL is one of the most reliable sources when it comes to Brazilian players, and for them to report this is some huge news. And the other thing that I do want to point out is that when we do talk about Neymar Jr. in this channel, the one thing that I do want you guys to really remember is that Neymar Jr. will never be ruled out from the club. Like, yes, is there a very small and slim chance that Neymar Jr. could come to FC Barcelona? Yes, but Barcelona are going to take that chance, and I'm going to explain in this video on why I'm saying this. And so look, Neymar has always been one of Barcelona's priorities for the summer of 2020, but I believe that we're going to start seeing a shift from today and going forward on Barcelona's priority list. And this list is not something that actually exists. It's actually a list that I made just based off what I have been hearing on the media. And so if we look at the list here on what Barcelona's list did look like 24 hours ago, Martinez was the man who was the top priority for FC Barcelona, and then Barcelona were looking for a central midfielder, which was Pjanic, and then their third priority was to bring in a right back, and then the last priority for Barcelona was Neymar Jr. But now hearing this report and now seeing this update, if we look at the chart again, Martinez is still Barcelona's main priority, but Neymar is going to move right under Lautaro Martinez. This is what we're basically going to see for the rest of this summer, and we are finally starting to see the points that we have made come into play, which is if the Martinez operation does not get done within the month of May, or if Barcelona did not find an agreement with Inter Milan in May, Barcelona are going to start shifting their focus towards Neymar Jr. Does that mean that they are going to ignore and not negotiate as much with Lautaro Martinez? That's not what it means. It means that Barcelona are now going to take some time to bring in Neymar Jr. And like I have said in my past previous videos, there's absolutely no way Barcelona is going to wait like in the last 2 weeks of the transfer window to bring Neymar Jr. in. This is how you create a saga. It's by starting this transition of players from the beginning of the summer all the way until the end. And what is this transfer going to look like? Like, what is Barcelona going to bid for Neymar Jr. now, knowing that Barcelona are going to start shifting their focus for this player? And so the one thing that we do need to know is that Barcelona are not going to pay 134 to 140 million for Neymar Jr. Barcelona simply do not have the cash to splash that amount of money on one player. And in order for Barcelona to bring in Neymar Jr., it's going to come down to three options. The first one is going to be to loan Neymar Jr. to Barcelona for a year, and then have a mandatory option to buy in the end. The second option could be the installment plan that we have all been discussing, and the third one could be a player plus cash, and that player could either be Felipe Coutinho, Dembele, or Samuel Umtiti. Some of these options look impossible to complete the deal with PSG, but these are the options, because again, there is no way Barcelona are going to pay 134 million. That's out the door. That is not going to happen. And in order for Barcelona to even have the chance to have these options come into play is by bringing in a lot of lawyers and a lot of representatives. They all need to be involved. And if we look right here, UOL continues to explain in the report that the negotiations between Barcelona and PSG on a deal for Neymar should be resumed soon in the coming days. Neymar still wants Barcelona. Andre Curry will help Barcelona in the negotiations, though he won't work for Barcelona as an employee now, but he will still offer players to FC Barcelona. And then if we continue here, they have said that Barcelona has Alvaro Costa, Nike executive and close friend of Neymar, to monitor Neymar's steps. He has a strong bond with Barcelona, and Alvaro's father, Pepe Costa, represents Lionel Messi. And again, this is all coming from an outlet that's very close to the Brazilian players. And so I want to talk about the other side of this transfer, which is about PSG. The question is PSG willing to let go of Neymar Jr. this summer? And we must know that the PSG actions are clear, and they have made it clear since the summer of 2019, and that is that Mbappe is the player that PSG do want to keep, and Neymar Jr. is the player where PSG is going to open the doors for other clubs. PSG currently do have an offer on the table waiting for Mbappe and his family to read, so PSG PSG really do want to keep that player, and they just simply don't see Neymar Jr. as the leader to lead PSG to glory. Like, regardless if Kylian Mbappe does agree to this new contract that PSG does want to offer, Neymar Jr. has simply lost the importance to PSG, which means that in result, PSG are going to start listening to all of the offers that Barcelona will be given throughout this whole summer. And the question that I have been really asking myself is, why would Barcelona immediately try and switch to Neymar Jr.? Like, do they need Neymar Jr. that bad? Like, does Neymar Jr. really have to be in the second spot in the priority list and not get a central midfielder or a center back or a right back? And I think that the main motive behind Barcelona trying to bring in Neymar Jr. is because of what Messi stated back in August 2019. Messi has stated and said it to the public in an interview that Barcelona did not try hard enough to bring in Neymar Jr. And when Barcelona and the board and Bartomeu and Abidal and everyone that was working in that club heard Messi's statements, they have said, yeah, there's no way we are going to ignore this. If our player Lionel Messi is saying that we have not tried hard enough to bring Neymar Jr. in, we must re-strategize what we're going to do in the next summer of 2020. And so there is no way Barcelona is just going to ignore Messi's statements. What I believe we are going to see here in the summer is we are going to see a reflection through the board of Messi's frustration, which is why we are going to see Barcelona so eager to finalize the deal of Neymar Jr. And I do want to give my opinion on this, because when we are talking about Neymar Jr. coming into this summer, I don't think that is going to go through. I do believe that there is a slim chance, but I don't think it's going to go through. Bringing in Lautaro Martinez is only going to make it harder for Barcelona, and is going to decrease the player value that Barcelona has in the squad. And so since we are talking about Lautaro Martinez now, I do want to transition into the Lautaro Martinez new update that has just came out. And it says here, according to Mario Gago from Onda Cero, he said Lautaro Martinez has already told Conte that he's leaving Inter to join Barcelona this summer. And so finally we get to hear news that Lautaro Martinez has spoken to someone in the club, and that someone is his own coach. And finally we are starting to see action within the Inter Milan club, and it's starting with Lautaro Martinez himself. And this is only going to do one thing, and that's going to bring pressure to Inter Milan, and they're going to need to react and look for a replacement for Lautaro Martinez, and potentially maybe even soften the negotiation deals. And with Lautaro Martinez doing this, surprisingly, Martinez has a better chance of going to Barcelona than Neymar has ever had, because simply Martinez has done the one thing that Neymar never did, which was speak to someone within the club and say, look, this is where I want to go this summer. And Martinez has done that, and he said it to his own coach. And has the Martinez operation stalled for a few days? Yes, it has. Is Barcelona repackaging a deal? Yes, Barcelona is doing that. But there is absolutely nothing that's going to break a player and a club than doing what Martinez just did, which was to speak to his coach and say that he wants to go to Barcelona this summer. And I have been getting multiple questions on why Martinez has not publicly stated that he wants to go to FC Barcelona, or say that he loves FC Barcelona, or say that he loves the league. And it's very similar to what Werner did and what he said to the public 3 months ago when he said that he would love to go to the Premier League one day. And there has been reports stating that Lautaro Martinez does not want to do what Werner did and tell the public that he wants to go to Barcelona. He simply does not want to disrespect Inter Milan, because he does have a lot of respect for the fans. He has a lot of love for the club, and he just doesn't want to give that image to the Italian team that loves him so much. So look, everything indicates that Lautaro Martinez is going to go to FC Barcelona this summer. And if we look at the chart here are the updates. We can see now that Barcelona and Martinez have agreed on personal terms on a 5-year deal that's going to take him until 2025, and Barcelona will be paying Lautaro Martinez 12 million a year plus bonuses. We also know that Martinez only wants FC Barcelona, and now we have another point saying that Lautaro Martinez has addressed to Conte that he is going to Barcelona this summer. And the only thing that's missing right now is the agreement between Inter Milan and Barcelona. And so since we are talking about the missing agreement, I do want to bring in a report coming from Fabrizio Romano, which is a very recent report, and he said this: Barcelona has not communicated to Inter Milan that Barcelona will not pay the clause of Lautaro Martinez, which is 111 million. Barcelona wants to offer high amounts of cash plus a player. Junior Firpo is most likely an option, but the valuation of Firpo and at 40 million euros is out of Inter's ideas, which basically means that Inter Milan is saying there's no way that you're going to tell us that Junior Firpo cost 40 million. We don't even think that Firpo is worth 35 million. We think that he's worth much less. So you better pay us more than 75 million to reach that 111 million release clause. But that is where we're at today for the Lautaro Martinez operation and the Neymar operation. And that is it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.